Okay, so now that I've recorded some cymbal, I go into Logic and start to separate each recording, creating its own unique region, and then naming each region to make it easier for me when I go to import into KONTAKT. I have two mics, a close and a far, and I have already gone through and sliced up all of the close mic regions. What I will do is use the remove silence feature, and that will just kind of quickly separate each region and take out most of the silence. These two regions here I don't need. Those are actually clicks that I use to sync audio and video together. Looks like I'm missing a sample here somehow. It's probably just too quiet. Anyway, that gets me going pretty fast, and then I can go through and audition, listen, and name everything. I won't take you through that process, but I will share one part of it that makes it go a little easier is, well, you can see up here my naming convention. I have China, close mic, soft mallet, and a roll, and that's roll 1. And then each of these is going up by 1 increment. What do I have? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a lot of rolls. 14, 15. Okay, so up to here, these are all rolls. So what I would do is just highlight whatever, that many rolls. Go to this regions tab, select this, and use my naming convention. China, far mic, soft mallet, roll, _1, and that is going to automatically increment the rest of these regions. So that, I mean, that's not a huge time saver. It does, every little thing helps in this process. So once I have the samples ready for export, I can do a batch export, and really all I want to do is make sure that they're being exported with the right region name. I have already done that for the close mic track. You can see here all of the samples that I've exported. And I'll do that again for the far mic, and as I record more cymbals, I'll do the same process for each of them. You know, record the cymbal, go through and remove all the silence, trim it up as much as I can. I might put a little limiting to reduce the dynamic range. Some of that I want, but I'm not going to do a whole lot of processing is really all I'm saying. You know, these samples are going to have crescendos and some crashes and scrapes, and a lot of different dynamics are going to be present here. Okay, KONTAKT is open. I've got a new instrument here that I am starting to work on. I saved that as cymbals. I've navigated to my cymbal folder with all of the samples that I've got so far. At this point, I think what I'm going to do is have them auto map to white keys. We'll see how I feel about that later. But for now, that's what I've decided to do. Map mode. Map mode, white keys only. Okay, so other options. But rather than go chromatic, it just seems to make more sense to me to have them on the white keys. Whatever. All right, so that's that. So the samples are there. I mean, to a certain extent, this is playable, but the problem I'm going to have is all that space at the beginning of the samples. So I press and hold one, and then it plays, you know. Right. So I will need to go in and trim every single sample, which is a good time. Um, there are some shortcuts to that. This kind of recording makes it a little bit harder. Like I said before, there's so many different performances, anything from a cymbal roll to an actual crash. So the start time is going to vary sample to sample. So, I mean, honestly, what I'll probably do is just highlight them all, do a quick edit on that first sample and get it pretty close to where I want it, and applied that sample start time to every sample. So now I can just go through and quickly look at each sample and see if the start time is decent or not. What is this? I guess it's a mallet crash. But the start time was obviously off, and you can see that easier if I zoom in. Yeah, so there's a couple there that need to be tweaked a bit. And it does help to zoom in, of course. Right, anyway, so that needs to happen for every zone. And for this library, that's pretty much all I really need to do. You know, the majority of the work that needs to be done now is just recording the remainder of the cymbals and going through that process of chopping samples and naming, labeling, exporting, importing. So, I mean, I can give you a sense of where we are with that. Yeah, so you know, maybe I'll get into some scripting. Maybe in a different video we'll do that. This was more the making of the symbol library that I'm going to do, and I'll probably just keep working on it. Maybe keep adding to the video. We'll see. But thanks for watching so far. Please like and subscribe if you have liked the video, and let me know in the comment section if you want me to do anything else. Thanks a lot.